I'm really happy to be here with Sia Wang, who's going to be presenting for us on an acupuncture topic at this year's joint conference of the BACC and RCHM in Manchester, 29th of June and 30th of June. I met Sia through our common Tai Chi teacher, and we've actually just completed a week of a retreat, Tai Chi retreat in Spain, which is where we are now, which is why we're squinting in the sun a little bit. So we're feeling very refreshed. And I thought it would be a really nice opportunity to ask her a little bit more about the conference. There's a particular style that she's learned, which incorporates 5 elements, 5 movements, 6 chi, and she's given me a treatment. It's fantastic. And so I thought it would be a really good opportunity at this year's conference for her to explain the system and to give some examples. But before we get into that, Xiao, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your journey to Chinese medicine, how you came to Chinese medicine, and how you came to this particular system.
Okay, that seems quite a long story. I'll try to make it short because I've been practicing Chinese medicine for over 25 years, probably. I think it's just part of my personal, you could say, just journey or spiritual journey. As a part of my journey, I could say I find it, or it's actually come to me. That's how I felt, because a lot of things happened is as if it's a kind of a coincidence. Now I'm looking back, actually, I meant to do this. I really meant to do this for my life. And so that's why I love my work, I enjoy my work. I've been studied with numerous masters in China, Japan, and here. And I studied in Westminster University, but that's really just give me a title, give me a right to practice. But that's really the beginning of my Chinese medicine career. And then I met a guy from Japan. A lot of people maybe know Edward. I practiced the style is a Japanese style acupuncture.
Is that Edward Abadi?
Edward Abadi, yeah. He's under the Japanese, the master. And I just met him, and he never told me at the beginning where to put needle. He actually inspired me how to be an acupuncturist. So I went to Japan, studied with him a few times. So I used that because very closely, actually very much based on Nanjing, Yellow Emperor, based on the classic. So like Shanghan Lun and the 5 elements combined. I find it's really, because very close to the classic, I really loved it. And I also use a fine needle. So I did practice for quite a bit of time. And then I met another teacher from China and studied about I Ching, studied about how our body connect with universe, how the influence of the universe affect us, and also the first time introduced me about man and women were different, and introduced how to treat men and women. The energy flow is different. I just said, oh my God, it's like. So there's another part, and I started various different teacher. They all excellent. I guess maybe because my clinic is always very busy, and to the point is like I decide I don't want to spend my 5-6 days in the clinic. I want to understand more about the human. Our constitution. So I studied 5 elements, 6 chi, in the term based on the number 7, Qi Pian Da Lun. What's that?
So Qi Pian Da Lun is the 7 chapters of the Yellow Emperor's Classic that relates to really tying everything together, actually, but also relating it to cycles in nature and cycles in the universe. It's called 5 movements, 6 chi, these kind of styles. So it really integrates 5 elements and the, and the 6 divisions and 6 qi.
Integrate the 5 elements, 6 qi, and that's exactly what we all learn in the university, the very basic. And then I met this Korean Japanese teacher who teaches Korean 4 needle, but the way he teaches is very different from, because there's a lot in the internet or different teacher. I looked into all of them. But the way he taught, I found it very much linked with the 5 elements, 6G about understand constitution. So I thought that's perfect, work together. So I studied that for a couple of years. Actually studied the core things, very simple. Yeah, but to be able to use well is not that straightforward. It's like, in some way, it's a kind of unlearn what I have learned because, and also being Chinese, speak Chinese language, I have the advantage to have a huge international group. We share the cases, support each other. So when learn, we continue to have the support.
Yes. So
I feel, and also it's a very simple system. Now I only use that in the clinic because I just so simple, so easy, and as long as get the diagnosis right, you really see the result. But if you get the diagnosis wrong, you really see get worse. So either way is a good learning. Yeah. So like I say, oh, if you get it wrong, okay, you go to the other way. 180-degree change, but you need to understand that. So it's kind of, I find it's really empower me and also utilize what I've learned in the past, like the Japanese medicine, Japanese acupuncture, use 5 needle and use the moxa, because a lot of people know me for many years, probably know my name as Snow. I changed the name because I studied 5 elements, 6 qi. I realized that name doesn't serve me because everything name is energy as well. That's the reason probably a lot of you know me as Snow. Okay.
So just to let you know, the Korean 4 needle that you referred to, there's a style of acupuncture called Saam acupuncture, S-A-A-M. One of the beauties of it, it's 5 element based, 5 element point based. One of the beauties of it is its simplicity, that you use 4 needles in each treatment and you're really harnessing the rebalancing of 5 elements. And the style that you're going to be talking about at the conference is a 5 element based approach, again using 4 needles. However, this teacher that you learnt with integrated it with 6 qi as well, and so you'll be talking more about how that works. But effectively, that enables you to bring in multiple dimensions. I think it's simple to get the basics, and then it takes a while to master. I think that's what you're saying. So in this, would it be right to say that in this talk at the conference that you'll be able to lay out the basics, and if people want more, obviously they can come to you later.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it's quite a lot of part, like the 5 element tonification and disperse, and then the 6 qi have the same, and also plus hot and cold pattern. The things like if you can understand how to use the basic, just the tonification and disperse, and once you understand how to use that, there's a few basic, quite common conditions you can treat very easily. And I think during the conference, I'm going to talk about like a menstruation one, especially like a painful, very heavy period type of things. It's very easy, straightforward to treat. So, and I'll explain why you can do it so simple. And I will use a few other cases to talk about things like skin condition, or the quite often after long COVID, after 3 years of COVID and still carry on COVID, a lot of people have what you call the long COVID. How to treat long COVID? People continue exhaustion. Yeah, so those, if you get the diagnosis right, it's not difficult.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, as we say at the conference, you'll get an introduction to this style,
Yeah.
and you'll be giving some examples, particularly around blood and menstruation, which would be very interesting. So, if you like what you hear and you're interested in coming along, we really would love you to come to the conference. There's going to be a fantastic lineup of speakers. So pay attention to the announcements that are coming from the British Acupuncture Council and the Register of Chinese Herbal Medicine. And we really hope to see you in Manchester on the 29th and 30th of June this year.